BestDailyDates.com. Does she like me? Is he into me? Wouldn't it be nice to know the answer to that before you make a big blunder and embarrass yourself? Fortunately, there are some obvious ways to tell this. Unfortunately, sometimes the signals one sends out are very hard to interpret. Sometimes you hit a home run and sometimes you strike out. That's the way it goes. Go ahead, grab that bat and come on up to the plate and let's see if we can figure out how to make that grand slam. Age is a factor. Typical teens to 20s. If you are in your 20s contemplating this equation, it could be dicey. Young people are playful, not in any hurry to settle down, and very often fickle. Let's say there's a girl that you have been friends with for years. You would like to take it to the next step. But does she care for me in that way? Here are a couple of simple things to look for. Does she talk to you about having crushes on other guys? Does she say things like, do you think guys like a girl that... Does she introduce you as her best friend? Those are 3 signals that she's not into you. If it's the girl that sits across from you in class, or has an office next to you, then there are other things to pay attention to. Does she steal looks at you? Does she tell you that you smell nice or look nice? Does she smile at you? A smile that also brings a twinkle to her eyes? If these things are happening, then go for it. Chances are you have already been slow on the draw. Flirty 30s and 40s. If you are in your 30s to 40s, it's a slightly different ballgame. These are women or men that have probably already been hurt, divorced, and are maybe single parents. They are usually working hard, using most of their energy to support themselves and their family. They may not be interested in getting into any kind of relationship at this time, or they may be looking for someone to help support them. The signs of attraction are going to be a little more obvious. Does she talk to you about her children? Does she talk about how tired she is or how she hates men right now? Does her posture show self-defeat? If any of these are true, steer clear of this gal. On the other hand, does she say she's lonesome? She'd like to get out of the house and feel like a young woman again? Does she smile at you? A smile that lights up her whole face. If these are happening, again, you've been slow on the uptake and better get a gear. Fabulous 50s and 60s. No, this is not where relationships suck. Just the opposite. At this time of your life, you are young enough to enjoy sex and too old to get pregnant. If she likes you, she'll come right out and tell you. If he likes you, he'll simply ask you out. These guys are not into games. Women still feel sexy and don't need to be chased. They may or may not be willing to give up their independence, but should be ready for some fun. If not, again, this will be obvious if he or she doesn't like you. He'll just walk off as you're talking to him. If he or she does like you, there will be a big smile on their faces. Basically, as long as you pay attention to the expressions and demeanor of the person you are interested in, there will be plenty of signals being sent your way.